Americans are getting dumber, and I'm tired of pretending that they're not. You know, there's been a lot of conversation recently about how the left has this air of smug, self-importance when it comes to politics. This way of looking down on other people as if they are dumber than, any given progressive. And I definitely know a decent amount of people who behave that way, and they definitely don't do the left any favors when it comes to optics. But the idea that we should ignore the fact that America is getting terrifyingly dumb, like the idea that we should ignore that is ridiculous. I don't think we should just be nice to these deranged conservatives. And if you want to know what I'm talking about, well, let's hop right on into the topic. You see, RFK is now getting sworn in, I believe, like in the next few days or weeks, as the head of all food, medicine, and health in America. This is a guy who literally had a parasitic worm that infested his brain, created a pocket that it ate of gray matter, and then proceeded to die inside of his brain cavity. And it's just still in there because you can't get that out. You can't remove the brain worm or the cavity it created. So it's just a dead brain worm sitting in a cavity in his gray matter in his brain. Poor fella died hungry. Yeah, the worm literally died while surrounded by supposed food. It really goes to tell you, the guy's brain wasn't really much to go off of in the first place. It wasn't very good food. Now, RFK is fucking insane. If you've ever heard the guy speak, you can tell that he is not someone who is capable of being in government and handling himself. Like, he's literally dying. I don't know how else to describe it, but he is dying in real time, okay? Allow me to show you a video of RFK talking. I feel like if any of you have never seen RFK talk, if even one of you have never seen it, it's worth exposing to you now, okay? RFK speaking. I don't know, just a random clip of RFK speaking on something. Here is... Oh yeah, he already got confirmed. Well, here we go. Here's the confirmation hearing. And I'm sure he speaks here at some point. At some point. At some point.
Wrap up on this point by saying I hope our colleagues on the other side of the aisle will not sit by while Musk and Trump make a mockery of the power Republicans hold in their congressional majority. Now more than ever, the American people need leaders that will stand up to these abuses. That brings
safety.
That's not him. Was he not here? Oh, here's a good clip. Here's a good clip that should show you a good idea of what he's like, actually. This is a good combo of things. I really just wanted a clip of RFK talking. I just wanted to show you what it sounds like when he talks. I wasn't even trying to, prove a point about anything he said in particular. I was just hoping I could quickly find a clip of him speaking, because I think a lot of my point gets across once you hear the guy talk.
I have never been anti-vax. I have never told the public avoid vaccination. I see somebody on a hiking trail carrying a little baby, and I say to him, better not get him vaccinated. And he heard that from me. If he hears it from 10 other people, maybe he won't do it. Maybe he will save that child. I have never been anti.
So yeah, he's an anti-vaxxer. That's also a big part of why people are pretty worried. But he's also maybe the most alt, quote-unquote, health and alt medicine, fake science nut out there in the world of politics. This is a guy who believes every bit of medical advice Joe Rogan expresses. We might as well have Joe Rogan in charge of food, medicine, and health in America. And if you don't believe me, let's take a look at the most recent scandal currently happening with RFK. A video went viral yesterday on Twitter that is simply captioned, "What is RFK Jr. putting in his drink?" And it seems to be a video recorded on a plane of definitely RFK, as you can see. And he's putting something in his drink. Let's watch. Look how shaky his hands are, by the way. Like he has barely any motor control. He is putting some, like if you look at this bottle, you can see that is not like, that's not Kool-Aid mix, guys. That's like, it's a dropper, and it's one of those bottles where like the plastic or metal is darkened as much as possible, because it's clearly a type of chemical combination or mixture or solution that when exposed to sunlight breaks down and stops working properly or whatever. So the fact that it's in one of those darkened bottles tells you, oh shit, there's some serious stuff in that thing. There's like chemicals in there. Now, immediately what I thought this must be, because of the deep, deep blue color, was this must be blue dye. Like, this is a deep royal, like, midnight blue, as you can see. So I figured, you know, maybe it's dye, right? I thought maybe it was silver as well, because silver kind of looks blue, but not that blue, from my understanding. But thank God, our boy, the legend, Hank Green, quote tweeted this post and gave us a little bit of information. And you guys honestly should not be surprised to hear about any of this. This is probably methylene blue, which was originally industrial dye, but was shown to be biologically active and was used as an effective early malaria treatment. It's also used to clean fish tanks and to prevent like funguses in your fish and their eggs. It's fish medicine. They've gone from horse medicine to fish medicine. We know that, at the wrong doses, it is neurotoxic, but there are worm and mouse studies that show that small doses could have a small positive effects on memory and longevity. There have been a couple small human studies that have shown small effects, and others have shown no effect. This is true of many compounds that turn out to have none or negative effects on human biology. It has become a meme supplement with lots of exaggerated claims in the pseudo-health space. There is no robust research that it has a positive impact on people, which makes it sound like, well, it might, and yeah, it might, but like anything might. And if we don't know it really works, then we definitely don't know the dose that is effective and safe, which does make the eyedropper full of the stuff concerning. The point is, we don't know, and RFK Jr. very clearly prefers vibes to the methods of science. So yeah, the dude is drinking industrial dye / fish tank cleaner, and to be fair, in small doses, it has been used to treat early stage malaria in the past. But once again, this is a case where like one single small study might have been done that found like almost inconclusive, but leaning in the favor of the possibility that methylene blue has some positive effects, just like they did with hydroxychloroquine, just like they did with ivermectin. Who remembers before ivermectin, it was hydroxychloroquine, by the way? Who remembers the original COVID miracle drug, hydroxychloroquine? That was the original. And then it was ivermectin. Then they started taking the horse dewormer. Like, they just keep on finding random medicines that some small non-peer-reviewed paper somewhere has with like 10 people studied, and they come to the conclusion, well, this is the cutting edge of medical science. Surely this is worth a try, right? It's like, no, I don't think putting dye in your body is worth a try because maybe it'll work. And if you're wondering, where would they have heard all this? Where is this whole methylene blue thing coming from? Well, let me see if I can find the clip. Here we go. Doctors reveal the mystery blue dye that RFK Jr. was spotted mixing in his drink. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. appeared to mix a mysterious blue dye in his drink while traveling on an airplane in footage that has left viewers baffled. The 72-year-old, he is a bad-looking 72, by the way, is seen on video administering droplets of the cobalt blue liquid into what looks like a cup of water. Some social media users joked that the liquid was liberal tears. Yeah, I saw that. I did see that. Referencing the outcry among many on the left about RFK Jr.'s imminent confirmation to head the Department of Health and Human Services under President Trump. It is unclear where and when the video was filmed, and the footage doesn't show the former Democrat consuming the concoction. But the clip was spreading widely on social media last night, leading to rife speculation about what it could be. Some medical experts said the blue liquid was likely methylene blue, a man-made dye that has become popular in alternative medicine circles for its potential health benefits. Early studies have shown when they say early studies, by the way, this means like nothing studies that will nothing will ever come of them, because they will be tested against and they will find that there was no the hypothesis, I guess, that methylene blue might be helpful just doesn't have enough proof to back it up in the first place, and it won't really go anywhere. And we'll stop hearing about this just like we did ivermectin and hydroxychloroquine. It'll get swept under the rug, of course. But for now, they're going to pretend like this is the medicine that the mainstream medical industry is hiding from you. Early studies have shown promise for the drug in treating aging, dementia, Lyme disease, and even cancer, though the research has been in animals or on human cells rather than in people. So they haven't even done human tests, but like they've done tests on human cells and on animals, and even there they found like barely anything even approximate to evidence that this actually helps. It gained attention last month when Mel Gibson claimed that 3 of his friends were cleared of their stage 4 cancer after taking a supplement regimen that included methylene blue. Though those claims were widely criticized as misleading by the medical community. Now, I want you guys to guess. Where do you think Mel Gibson went in front of a large audience and talked about how methylene blue cures cancer? Joe Rogan. It was on Joe Rogan, of course. About 4 weeks ago, Mel Gibson, who, if you know anything about his history over the last little while now, you'll know is kind of fucking insane. Yeah, he went on Joe Rogan, and Joe Rogan proceeded to just let him spew nonsense. Does anyone know how you find the transcript for a video, by the way? Maybe under this? No. Span, pop-up player, speed, video filters, screenshot? No. How do you find a video transcript? Did they remove the feature? In the description, I believe. Show transcript. Nice. Okay, thank you. Around here. Okay. So this is Joe Rogan and Mel Gibson, and I'm going to try to show as little of this as I possibly can because, oh look, it still has like the little search thing through the transcript up for methylene blue. Very useful feature, the transcript. That was fast. Anyway, Mel Gibson went on Joe Rogan, and I'm going to try to show as little as possible because Joe Rogan is very, very copyright happy, regardless of how blatantly fair use my usage of his clip is. I am showing a small segment of his show for the express purpose of criticism and review, but that doesn't matter to YouTube, so we got to play it real fucking safe. But here's the clip in question. This is the reason why everyone on the right is now drinking blue dye / fish tank cleaner.
I think we both got remdesivir. which is not good.
Not good.
You can
good.
tell
Causes
this
kidney
guy's
failure.
not
I know.
all there.
I couldn't walk for 3 months after I had that stuff.
Really?
Because it kills you. I found out afterwards it kills you, and that's why I wonder about Fauci.
Oh, you should wonder about that guy. When meanwhile, they were trying to stop people from getting monoclonal antibodies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, they've restricted monoclonal antibodies, which is fucking insane because they wanted to promote that vaccine because they wanted to...
Something I like to talk about when it comes to why Joe Rogan is so effective at brainwashing people into politics. Notice that Joe Rogan, when he's talking about this, never at any point does it sound like he's trying to convince anybody. He's talking about it so matter-of-factly. In the same way that, like, that one buddy that you generally trust and know about things will talk about how, yeah, man, it like the electoral college, it's all unfair, dude. Like, it's literally a system built so that rural, smaller population, conservative communities would have more of a vote than the majority of America's population. Like, that one friend that you will hear talk, like, very matter-of-factly about this, like, the secret fuckedness of the system, he talks like that. He's not trying to convince you. He's talking about what he thinks is true in this matter-of-fact way that almost makes it feel like you'd be stupid not to be like, whoa, really? Oh my God, you're right. Oh, I don't want to be a sucker and to fall for this shit anymore. It has this, like, air of shaming you if you don't immediately jump on board with the conspiracy.
Profit off of it, which brings us back again to evil.
Mm-hmm.
Evil's real. It's real. Putting money over human lives is evil.
I agree.
It's a real thing.
Wearing a NASA shirt, genuinely hilarious when you think about the fact that the Republicans have finally succeeded at their decades-long goal of destroying NASA and privatizing the space industry, and Elon Musk is the face of that entire initiative these days, and he's buddies with that guy, but he's wearing a NASA shirt because, like every tech bro cuck has a NASA shirt for some reason. I don't know if they're, like, trying to pretend like they were NASA employees or something, but every time I see a dude wearing a NASA shirt, I immediately, like, I just clock them as a tech bro douchebag, and usually an Elon Musk fan. Like, almost every time. I don't know why, but if you see a guy in a NASA shirt, douchebag. I assure you, I promise you. Take my words and bury them deep within your heart and carry them with you for the rest of your life, all right? It is a massive red flag. Unless the guy literally worked for NASA.
Thing, and there's a temptation to do it too, which is even more crazy.
Yeah. I don't believe that there is anything that can afflict mankind that hasn't got a natural cure for it. I think that there has to be. It just makes sense to me. Now, I couldn't prove that, but I just believe that.
Yeah.
That there's got to be.
That really does kind of summarize how these people think, by the way. I can't prove that, but I just believe that. This guy's too crazy to hide the mindset of what brought him here. And so he's actually pouring his heart out and exposing, like, how he got to this point and exposing a lot of how he thinks. And that really just sums it up. I can't prove it, but I really feel like it.
Something that cures things. And I'll tell you a good story.
Okay.
I have 3 friends. All 3 of them had stage 4 cancer. All 3 of them don't have cancer right now at all.
Bullshit.
And they had some serious stuff going on.
And what did they
Bullshit.
take?
Jesus. They took some, what you've heard they've taken.
Ivermectin.
Fenbendazole.
Fenbendazole. Yeah.
That's
yeah, I'm hearing that a lot.
They drank hydrochloride something or other.
Like, they're acting as though talking about it is like they're like the head nodding, like they're taking what you've heard they're taking. Like they're gonna get shot if they talk about the secret cancer cure. They're gonna get shot if they talk about it. It's like they're nervous to talk about this thing that everybody knows. Like, we all know this is the truth. We all know that we can't talk about it, though. Like, no one's trying to argue about whether or not this is the truth. It's like, you know, they're hinting at it, but they're saying it, but they're also pretending like they're too afraid to say it, because if they can imply that they're not allowed to say something, then it must be the truth. Like the over-performative, like, they're taking what you've heard they're taking.
Dissolve. Yeah.
That
Yeah,
stuff.
I'm hearing that a lot.
They drank hydrochloride something or other.
There's studies on that now
Hydrochloric
where
acid.
people have proven that
People
they've
drinking methylene
yeah.
blue and stuff like that.
Yeah, methylene blue, which was a fabric dye.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a textile dye. And now they find out it has profound effects on your mitochondria.
Yep.
It has profound effects on your mitochondria. Because they did a study on human cells, and they found that it has, quote-unquote, profound effects on the mitochondria of human cells in a study. The powerhouse of the cell, guys. And you can just tell it's such like midwit science too. It's such midwit pseudoscience because he immediately defaulted to the memeiest science biology term everyone knows. The mitochondria, the powerhouse of the cell, the first part of the cell that every single student learns about when they learn about the parts of a cell or an animal cell, right? Like the memed line, right, just immediately starts evoking like, oh, you know what mitochondria is, right? Don't you, viewer? You know that's the powerhouse of the cell. Mitochondria is so important. You remember what it is, right? Oh, this stuff is really good for your mitochondria. It's like, it's nonsense. It's just meant to appeal to midwits who want to feel like their intelligence, what they think they have, that is intelligence, has been validated by these crazy conspiracies.
Yeah.
This stuff works, man.
There's a lot of stuff that does work, which is very strange because, again, it's profit. When you hear about
why would they not? Okay. It is so expensive to make most of these medications compared to how expensive it is to make like essential oils or methylene blue dye. Wouldn't these companies make a lot more if they just made that and sold stuff that actually works? Like, couldn't they say, hey, we've got the miracle drug that cures cancer, methylene blue. $1 billion per vial, please. You know, like, why would they make it a secret? Because the narrative has to be that somehow sickness is profitable. They'll never really explain why, or if they can, it'll be so convoluted and separate from reality, you'll have to fact check it in real time. But they can't ever explain how people being sick is profitable for the healthcare industry. Like, people getting sick and then seeking out treatment is profitable. Generally, it's not even, actually. Most people get insurance, and the insurance companies are way more powerful than the like pharmaceutical companies, for starters, right? And these companies lose money when you get sick. Like, if you get sick or you get hurt, these health insurance companies lose money. They don't want you getting sick or getting hurt. If people could never get cancer and they still paid for health insurance, the insurance industries would force the pharmaceutical industries to put this product out. Think about it for 5 seconds. Think about it from a profit motive perspective. Why would pharmaceutical companies not sell something that's a miracle cure for as much as they could possibly sell it for, to patent the fuck out of it as fast as they can? Why are pharmaceutical companies not patenting this blue shit? If they secretly know this blue shit is a cure to cancer, and they're hiding that it is, they're covering it up, why don't they patent it? Why are they not getting patents on it? And locking down, if it ever hits the public, locking down ownership of the stuff so that only they can make a profit. You really think that pharmaceutical companies aren't in the habit of patenting miracle drugs to, like, monopolize their entire, production? Corrections and public health prefers prevention and cheap medicine. Private medicine wants you to be sick enough to extract as much yeah, but private medicine, okay, if you're talking about private medicine, I assume you're referring to paying out of pocket for a doctor. Like, yeah, obviously they would want they need sick people to pay out of pocket, yeah, but most people have insurance, from my understanding, and so if you have health insurance and that's paying a significant amount of your bill, these insurance companies want you to be paying every single month but they don't want you to ever be getting paid out because you actually get hurt or get sick. So these health insurance companies who have way more power, would have a very strong profit motive in making sure this supposed cancer miracle drug is out there and very available. But it's all nonsense. Now everybody is drinking fucking methylene blue dye on the right now, at least RFK is, because he heard it on Joe Rogan. And Mel Gibson and Joe Rogan sound so much like they know what they're talking about. Like, I really want to emphasize on the way that this content is so convincing. Like, it's very easy to look past it, but the way they talk about this stuff is a level of convincing that no intentionally persuasive rhetorical style could ever achieve. Like, it's such a clever psychological trick they use. I'm not the only one picking up on this, right? Like, just the way they talk about it, like the performative body motions, the pretending like they're not allowed to say certain things, the subtle hinting but not hinting and pretending like they can't say stuff that they do end up saying. Like, it's so performative, but what they're performing is so convincing that they don't just think, but know what they're talking about is true. And mind you, no one suspects that this is a guy with an agenda or a motive to politically brainwash you, when the majority of conversations the dude has, like Joe Rogan will bring on astrophysicists to have some of the most interesting conversations you'll ever hear on the internet. He'll bring on random celebrities just to have bro-down talks and smoke weed. He'll bring on, like, random wildlife photographers to talk about, like, what animals could win in fights, and it'll be some of the funniest shit to listen to while stoned you could imagine. Like, Joe Rogan is, unfortunately, if you do not like him, a very talented entertainer, and people love him. He is only getting bigger, and he is not going anywhere anytime soon. He's only going to continue to grow and dominate the largest platform on the entire planet. We are going to have to learn how you counter conspiratorial thinking that's spread through this kind of persuasive method. The whole, like, you know, you're listening in on a conversation that the elites don't want you to hear right now kind of vibe. Anyway, hopefully my breakdown of the situation helped to make all of this make sense. There is a new fake miracle drug out there that the conservatives are taking. First, it was hydroxychloroquine. Then it was ivermectin, and now it's this methylene blue stuff. I wonder what it'll be next. I would really, well, at one point it was literal bleach, right? Like, they were, like, Trump literally suggested that, like, bleach could be pumped into people's blood and used to cleanse the virus out of them. I'm not making that up, right? Like, this isn't like a Mandela effect thing. This is real. Like, from back, like, 4 or 5 years ago now. I swear, he suggested injecting bleach. I'm not making it up. He did say that. Listen. You know what? Sure. Drink the blue dye. Just drink the blue. Fuck it. Go ahead. I'm not going to get in their way. I wish their liver and their kidneys a very happy good night. Like, all I'm saying is, if he's drinking that methylene blue dye all the time, and he's not pissing blue, that means all the blue is either in his blood or in his kidneys and liver. And that cannot take that long to kill you, okay? Like, if that dude is drinking that shit every day, that stuff's gotta kill you, like fast, right? Because it's gonna, like, build up in your kidneys and your liver, like badly. Like it's gonna be a problem for the guy. The side effects are turning his skin blue and renal and kidney failure. Hey, I was right on the kidney failure thing, right? My logic was, like, if he's not pissing blue dye, then his kidneys are filtering the blue dye out of what he's drinking, and it's not gonna go anywhere. And that's a big problem, dude. So yeah, that should probably cause some serious kidney failure. It also dyes your brain blue. Looks like the dead brainworm is about to get a little bit of a change in decor. Things are about to be a much nicer, cool blue rather than like a dark gray in its little abode. Isn't methylene blue metabolized in the liver? Ah, in that case, it might be liver failure that could happen. Hard to say, though. I really don't think it could be good for his kidneys, either. I don't think anything you drink that's, like, full of bad stuff affects your kidneys in some amount. And that looks like it's going to do a number on his kidneys. Renal is liver failure. Oh, so I was literally spot on. Like, liver and kidney failure. Okay, cool. Look at that. I know the human body at a basic level. Look at me. Are you proud of me, DeLancer? My local doctor in-house? My in-house doctor? Hey, yo, Dr. DeLancer, can you tell me if this freckle looks weird? Think it might be skin cancer. People just start doing that. Just start adding you in the Discord with random, like, way too personal photos asking you if, like, things on their body looks weird. Everyone should do that, by the way. Everyone do that. The Lancer would really appreciate it. Don't do that. Don't do it. Don't. It's fun. The idea of doing that is funny, but don't actually do it, because then it stops being funny. Trump supporters think life is a game. Yeah. I think, and here's what I want you to take home with you with this topic, is that for a lot of these people, they want to believe in the fun, bright, false reality that these pundits suggest, you know? That there really are cures for the most devastating and deadly diseases out there, that there are secret, cheap means through which you can achieve damn near, compared to the average human lifespan, a healthy, long-lived life, and that the medical companies are just covering it up. And when the logic as to why they would do so, on very surface level, sounds like it makes sense, and the vibes make sense, and the vibes are on point, it's very hard to not just to choose to believe the reality that would be more convenient if true. It's just like Mel Gibson said in that Joe Rogan clip. I can't necessarily prove it, but I really feel like it's true, that there are natural remedies to every disease that humans face. It's a mindset of wishful thinking. Magical thinking, actually, is literally what it is. It's magical thinking, but expanded to a mass hysteria level. So, I don't know how we deal with a countrywide mass hysteria, but that needs to be the focus of the left for the next few years if we have any chance of flipping the tide on what Donald Trump has done to this country. But hey, if you thought anything I said had any value, was entertaining or educational, or enjoyable at all, then please consider hitting the like button, as every single thumbs up and every single comment and every single subscription goes a long way to boost my channel in the algorithm, especially if you're watching this live when I'm streaming. I really do appreciate it, once again, if you hit the like button. It's the least you could do to, you know, drop some free support on the channel. It really does mean a lot. In fact, it boosts the channel in the algorithm in real time, so I really appreciate it. And of course, if you want to see more from me on other platforms, you can follow my social medias, linked down below in the description. And you can also find me on other platforms such as my Discord. In fact, I'll be hosting a watch party after stream today in my Discord server in the Xander's Theater section. We'll be doing a poll on what we'll be watching, but I'm thinking it'll probably be Walking Dead, but then again, it'll be up to you guys. We'll have to wait and see. Regardless, though, finally, if you want to support me directly, financially, help me keep the lights on and a roof above my head here at the Xander Hall studio, then please consider donating, subscribing, or gifting a sub on my website chat, or supporting me through YouTube, Twitch, Streamlabs, Stream Elements, Patreon, or perhaps even consider buying some custom Xander Hall merch through the link down below in the description with Streamlabs. But regardless of how you support me, even if you're just a lurker and you didn't say anything, I really do appreciate it as always. You mean so much. And as always, I hope you have a good one.